Ogoni bena. Ile hira konyo kwea sinyami. Enga. Ogoni enga. Ile hira konyo kwea sinyami.
Gbani Ogoni. Gbani Ogoni. Gbani Ogoni. Gbani Ogoni. I am Comrade Imeabe Xavier Oscar, Global President Ogoni Development Initiative, National President South Youth Initiative, Chairman Coalition of Rivers State Youth Bodies. I want to sincerely say that we are so much aggrieved, the Ogoni people. We are not happy, and we are not going to allow politicians to hijack the struggle of the Ogoni people. HYPREP should be seen and known to be Ogoni struggle, and will never be allowed for a single individual that felt or feel that he has captured Rivers State, or feel that because he has the power or the backing of Mr. President, that he can capture the people of Ogoni and the Ogoni struggle. We say no to Nyesom Wike capturing, not with his intention to capture the people's project and the struggle of the Ogoni people. At this point in time, I want to inform and advise Mr. President to caution and advise Nyesom Wike that the people of Ogoni will not receive Nyesom Wike if he continues with the footsteps. And that Mr. President, if he do not caution Nyesom Wike, he will lose his vote in Ogoni land come 2027. If Mr. President do not caution Nyesom Wike, the people of Ogoni will not support his ambition come 2027 because HYPREP project is not a political project. It was not given to us by merit. It was not given to us by a mere sharing formula that was being shared among elites or other ethnic nationalities in this country. It was given to us by the people struggle. And for that reason, it must remain the people's struggle. We have a say to who becomes member of the board. We have a say to who becomes nominees on that board. We do not allow or we will not accept any politicians to hijack what belongs to the people. At this point, the youth of Ogoni said no to any capturing or hijacking of HYPREP project. Nyesom Wike should be informed that he has been able to capture Rivers State, and as well be able to capture NDDC, as well be able to capture other government agencies in Rivers State, but we will not allow him to capture the people's project. HYPREP project remains the people's project, and you should also be informed and be aware that the oil in Ogoni belongs to the dead. Ogoni oil should be referred to as blood oil. And in as much as it is a blood oil, we also advise those with the intention to drink Ogoni oil to also come with clean hands and ensure that the development that the people demand for is also being achieved. That for this purpose, if Nyesom Wike and others do not stay away from HYPREP, we are going to stop at nothing, reject Nyesom Wike, and also reject to do a total vote against the president if he do not stop Nyesom Wike from going into HYPREP project.
And the gentlemen of the press, it is with great pleasure that we are before you this afternoon on this auspicious occasion of an international press conference put together by concerned Ogoni community stakeholders for peace building, environmental restoration, and economic revitalization on this great day of the 29th of August, 2025, a Friday. The theme of this conference is justice, peace, environmental restoration, and sustainable development for Ogoni land. And it's for the attention of the Nigerian government and the global community. The venue is right here in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. And the topic of this delivery is Ogoni is not a conquered territory. After triumph, after travail, the triumph has come. Ogoni is not a conquered territory. After travail, our triumph has come. We, the undersigned Ogoni stakeholders, community leaders, and youth movements, hereby speak on behalf of the people of the Ogoni ethnic nationality across Nyokana, Kenkana, Babe, Gokana, Tai, and Eleme kingdoms, together with the Bori National Territory and Bango Special Area, and supported by people, Ogoni people in the diaspora. We stand united to alert the Nigerian government and the international community on the urgent need to protect the soul of Ogoni lands, the protection of the integrity of the people of Ogoni, and the Ogoni Cleanup Program, HYPREP, and the Ogoni Trust Fund Incorporated, which greatly affect the future of our people, is a metaphor for the ultimate quest to ensure Ogoni land must not become a political captured project and trust. Our key concerns: rejection of imposed leadership on HYPREP boards. We categorically reject every attempt to impose unwanted or politically sponsored nominees into the HYPREP Governing Council and Board of Trustees. The Ogoni cleanup must not be hijacked by political elites. It must not be turned into a tool of political patronage. Safeguarding the Ogoni Trust Fund Incorporated. This fund was established to secure financing for the cleanup of our land, water, and livelihoods. It is not for the enrichment of selfish individuals. The observed attempted political capture will betray the memory of Colonel Saluwiwa and other 4,000 Ogoni martyrs. On youth and community role, the Ogoni struggle has always been intellectually driven and peaceful. It is rooted in justice. Youth and women must be meaningfully included in decision-making. We affirm that oil and gas in Ogoni land will only flow peacefully when our people are respected, empowered, and when the cleanup is carried out transparently and free of interference, exposure, or sponsored disruptions. We alert Nigerians that some elites are sponsoring faceless groups to destabilize HYPREP, discredit its progress, and target patriotic officers and those delivering expected mandate so as to create instability in the cleanup projects. Such moves will fail because the Ogoni people stand united behind the success and sustainability of the cleanup project and all federal government initiative in Ogoni lands. Support for federal government and international partners. We commend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR for his support so far and call on UNEP, international environmental justice networks, and global student unions to continue to stand with the Ogoni people. The Federal University of Environment and Technology, FUAT, in Ogoni land must become a beacon of innovation in science and technology. It must be rooted in the dignity of creative educational practices and propelled by the drive for sustainable development. It must not become a breeding ground for corruption and control. What has happened in California via the Stanford University is replicable in Ogoni land through the university, the Federal University of Environment and Technology. Through Stanford University, California has become the rallying point and hub of international investments, to the point that one state in America has become the sixth largest economy in the entire globe because of spillover of research and innovations in Stanford University. Our prayer is that the university that the goodwill of the president has brought to Ogoni land will replicate what has happened with the Stanford University, having given birth to what we call the Silicon Valley in California. Our united demands: protect HYPREP and the Ogoni Trust Fund Incorporated from political capture. Number 2, guarantee transparent and accountable management involving genuine youth and community structures. Reject the culture of Ogoni elite entitlement mentality and ensure benefits go directly to the people of Ogoni. Number 3, immediate adoption of a deliberate government-backed roadmap for Ogoni youth development, empowerment, and inclusion of respected youth and grassroots stakeholders into leadership responsibilities at both regional and national levels, without subjecting them to perpetual slavery by self-driven and greedy political elites. Number 4, ensure inclusiveness of Ogoni intellectuals, diaspora experts, and community voices in the Federal University of Environment and Technology, FUET, Ogoni land. Number 5, share the cleanup program from manipulation by political elites whose interests do not align with the vision of justice, national healing, and reconciliation. Number 6, end all deliberate and calculated political marginalization of Ogoni people in Rivers State. All vested interests of the Rivers State political oligarchy towards the Ogoni Commonwealth must be cautioned and terminated forthwith. The friend of the government and the political appointees should be advised to respect the Ogoni environment, our internationally recognized struggle, and the dignity of our people. They should desist from all divisive tendencies and manipulation of Ogoni leadership strata and socio-cultural organizations aimed at keeping our people voiceless and subject to economic servitude. It is important to note here that leadership is not just about politics. There are leaders in every strata of human society, every spheres of life. We have leadership in social crusades. We have leadership in civil society works. We have leadership in the clergy business. We have leadership, traditional leaders. We have leadership in diverse professions, in law, in medicine, in technology. Today, nobody can debate the fact that Dangote is a great leader, not only in Nigeria, but entire Africa. Not because he's a politician, but because he has distinguished himself greatly in his own sphere of human endeavor. The same thing applies to the young man who is among the first 10 billionaires in the world, called Mark Zuckerberg of America. In his 40s, in fact, right from his 30s, he was already one of the top richest men in the world because of his innovations. So nobody can tell me that such a person is not a leader because he's not being voted for into office. So when the country the leadership of the country calls for Ogoni leadership, we want every sphere of human endeavor to be properly represented in such leadership forum. That's very, very important. Conclusion. We stand in the name of the Almighty God of heaven and the earth, the God of justice, and on the shoulders of our forebears and foreign heroes, beginning with Timothy Naku Bidabi, Dr. Gary B. Layton, the Ogoni 4, our sage Ken Sarawiwa, the entire Ogoni 9, and thousands of our martyrs to declare our one voice. Never again shall Ogoni people be enslaved in their land, in a land of plenty. Never again. Never again will Ogoni be sitting at the bank of the river and they wash their hands with spittle. Never again. It will never happen in our time. What are we going to give to our posterity? We remain committed for peace and unity. Our undiluted penchant for nation building is not in doubt. We love Nigeria. Hence, we vehemently declare our unwavering support for the federal government's renewed hope agenda. However, we reiterate that the heritage of Ogoni land should be uncompromisingly protected and the sacrifices of our fallen heroes and our living heroes should be adequately rewarded in the spirit of justice, equity, and fairness. The future of Ogoni people must never be slaughtered on the altar of greed of just a few, or their gluttony and their immediate gratification. Sustainability is our watchword as we continue in this very salient phase of our struggle. And our ultimate victory is sacrosanct because we are on the right side of history. God is with us and history is with us. Together, we have resolved to support Ogoni land's development roadmap to become a living model for justice, environmental restoration, and sustainable development in Africa. And our struggle continues until our demands are guaranteed and our request assured. This we have with the mindset that Ogoni have never in any time in history been captured by anybody, no matter how powerful the invaders may be. Recall that in 1991, when the British colonialists came as a swarm upon our people, among all the ethnic nationalities across the Niger Delta and beyond, it was only the Ogonis that resisted them. And that their resistance resulted into a 13-year-long conventional war with sophisticated arms brought by Britain against the Ogonis. We withstood them for 13 years, from 1901 to 1901 to 1914. Ogoni will be great again.
Sitting here before you this afternoon is the leaders of Eleme and the Ogoni 4 LGX. One, we all know that Ogoni have been a slave cow in the hands of Nigerians. We are in plenty, but we are suffering. And this is the only open door. HYPREP is the roadmap to Ogoni people. And we put our mouth in a very strong position to say no to politicize HYPREP. Ogoni cannot be a fee of a test grant. Our people have suffered so much. A lot of blood have gone into this. It's on history that the most brains in Ogoni actually lost their blood for what is happening today. And we have been marginalized. The level of slavery, the level of poverty, the intimidations, political denying. In fact, one thing that gets me astonished is they are denying the Ogoni man to be a governor. But they want to use the Ogoni money to run for a political office. Enough of this divide and rule among the Ogoni. We have stood our ground and we say total no to anything that has to do with politicking. We say no to it. HYPREP can never be a fee of politics. The Rex man, whatever thing they call the Yosowike or whatever they call him, should leave Ogoni alone. And let the Ogoni people come as a unity body. This rules of divide and rule in Ogoni is too much. We don't want to be a slave cows to the hands of the Kure people again. It is time and enough is enough.
Sit down, sit down, sit down. Ya Ogoni, sit down. Nọpa, nọpa, nọpa. Ya Ogoni, nọpa. Ogoni people. Great. Great Ogoni people. Great. Greatest and the greatest and the greatest Ogoni people. Great.